Greeting and introduction. Welcome to our latest video. Today we're diving into the BMW K1200S, its strengths, its weak spots, and our buying advice. Brought to you by Motorize.da, your #1 source for new and used parts. The K1200S is BMW's big sport tourer, a blisteringly quick inline-4 with long-distance smarts. Forget retro, this one is all high-tech. Dual lever up front, paralever out back with a shaft drive. A standout feature is the forward-canted inline-4, mounted transversely to keep the center of gravity low and the waistline narrow. Even its launch livery in light gray with a yellow slash made it clear this is engineering meeting speed. And one detail you notice right away, the ram air ducts integrated into the fairing, feeding extra intake air at high speeds. What it's like to live with, how it performs on back roads, and what to watch for when buying used. That's what we're about to unpack. History and evolution. When BMW unveiled the K1200S in 2004, it reimagined the K series. For the first time on a BMW, a transversely mounted inline-4 sat tilted 55 degrees forward. That layout created space for the long paralever swing arm and lowered the center of gravity. With 1,157cc, 167 horsepower at 1050 RPM and 130 Nm of torque, it targeted the top tier of sport tourers. It also set the tech agenda with a dual-lever front end and optional electronic suspension adjustment, ESA. Updates in 2006 and 2007 brought a revised cam chain tensioner, a chain jump guard, and finer engine mapping with a reworked airbox. The platform spawned the K1200R and K1200 GT, and in 2009 evolved into the K1300S with 1,293cc and a smoother shifting gearbox. One hallmark of the early bikes, servo-assisted integral ABS, impressive but failure-prone. Later non-servo systems proved more robust. Technical highlights. Under the full fairing sits a 1,157cc inline-4, canted forward 55 degrees. It delivers 167 horsepower at 10,250 RPM and 130 Nm at 8,250. Strong and surprisingly refined. An aluminum twin-spar frame carries BMW's dual lever up front, and at the rear, a paralever single-sided swing arm with low-maintenance shaft drive. Optional electronic suspension adjustment manages damping. Preload can be selected for different load settings. Braking is by twin 320mm discs with radial 4-piston calipers, backed by BMW's partially integral ABS. Ready to ride? This sport tourer weighs about 248 kilograms, and the 19-liter tank makes long stretches between stops easy. Standard tire sizes, 120 ZR17 front, 109/50 ZR17 rear. A 6-speed gearbox with a wet clutch handles the drive, and ram air intake ducts are integrated into the nose. One neat detail, the BMW K engine management precisely controls ignition and injection, and allows future software updates. Seat height is 820 millimeters. Options include traction control and RDC tire pressure monitoring. Design and ergonomics. The K1200S cuts through the air like a wedge. Its fairing channels the airflow. The mirrors sit neatly within the bodywork for cleaner aerodynamics, and the tail tapers to a slim cowl. The clip-ons are mounted above the top triple clamp. Sporty, yet with an easy, relaxed reach to the rider. Seat height is 820 millimeters. A factory low seat brings it down to about 790. Classic BMW. The dual lever all but eliminates brake dive, while the paralever keeps the rear end calm and tidy under load. Sculpted knee cutouts on the 19-liter tank let you lock in, and wind noise stays surprisingly low even at Autobahn speeds. A practical touch, discreetly integrated pannier mounts that don't require ugly external racks. The engine, canted 55 degrees, slims the waist, lowers the center of gravity, and makes it easier to put your feet down, an everyday ergonomic win. Ride and everyday usability. From the saddle, this Bavarian makes it clear it takes both dynamics and daily duty seriously. The inline-4 pulls cleanly from down low, revs out eagerly, and stays smooth, ideal in town and on mountain passes. Under hard braking, the dual lever keeps the front end razor stable, and with electronic suspension adjustment, you can switch at the press of a button between comfort, normal, or sport, plus load modes like solo or 2-up. The long 1,570 meters wheelbase brings calm beyond 200 kilometers per hour, 124 mph, though tight hairpins still call for a decisive steering input. Day to day, it scores with a low-maintenance shaft drive, clean aerodynamics, and a range well north of 300 kilometers. A practical touch. The optional panniers hug the bike, stay slim, yet swallow a weekend's luggage. Only the turning circle and maneuvering its roughly 248 kilograms demand respect. Strengths and highlights. The K1200S impresses with a rare blend of top speed, stability, and comfort. Its 1,157cc inline-4 delivers muscular roll-on in 6th gear. Overtakes happen without a downshift. The dual-lever front end tracks true even over rippled pavement, while the paralever filters out shaft drive reactions, ideal for long highway runs. With electronic suspension adjustment, ESA, the chassis noticeably adapts to road and load. Even in sport, it never turns harsh. Up front, 320mm discs with radial calipers deliver consistent fade-free braking, and the semi-integral ABS steps in with a light touch. A genuinely practical touch. The optional RDC tire pressure monitor, which posts warnings at speed right in the cockpit. Add generous wind protection, a 19-liter tank, and neatly integrated pannier mounts, long-distance prowess without bolt-on compromises. Weaknesses and common issues. Early 2005 to 2006 bikes use servo-assisted integral ABS. If the pump fails, you're left with very little braking, and repairs can easily run into 4 figures. Timing chain issues are also important. Cold start rattling is common, and in rare cases the chain has jumped. The fix is the revised tensioner from 2007, plus the retrofit chain guide plate known as the jump guard. Both should be fitted. The original fueling was on the rough side. An airbox and software update makes steady cruising noticeably smoother. Clutch judder and notchy shifts are known. An updated clutch pack, often using K1300S parts, helps. Add aging ESA shocks, check for leaks, and occasional play in the final drive. An oil mist at the wheel flange points to the crown wheel bearing. One more must do. The recall for the fuel pump flange with reinforcement ring. Ask for proof, accessories, and customization. If you want to add touring manners to its sporty DNA, there's plenty of genuine BMW gear to choose from. Electronic suspension adjustment, ESA, lets you switch between comfort, normal, and sport at the touch of a button. Plus select load presets, ideal when the slim BMW Sport panniers are fitted. The single-sided swing arm keeps the tail tidy. A sturdy rack carries a top case of up to around 49 liters. For sound and weight, the BMW Akrapovic slip-on is a favorite and fully street legal. Going long haul? Opt for the taller touring screen, heated grips, onboard power socket, and a steering head nav mount compatible with the BMW Motorrad Navigator. From model year 2007, traction control, ASC was available, a noticeable safety boost in the wet. Ergonomics are easy to fine-tune with adjustable HP footrests, wider bar end weights, and a lower seat. A neat touch, remove the case racks and the mounting points practically disappear, keeping the lines clean. Market value and buying checklist. On the used market, the K1200S typically goes for €4,000 to €6,500 depending on mileage, care, and spec. Late 2008 bikes with ESA, electronic suspension, traction control, and a complete history can reach about €7,500. When viewing, stick to the facts. Updated timing chain tensioner and jump guard. Proof the fuel pump flange recall was done. Leak-free ESA suspension with no oil misting, and a rear final drive with no play. On the test ride, look for a steady warm idle, smooth part throttle fueling, and slick shifts into second and third. A hard clunk points to clutch basket wear. A confidence booster, up-to-date BMW K ECU software noted in the service record. Also check tire age, that the front brake discs, 320mm, are within thickness spec, and that cold start noise doesn't suggest an overstretched cam chain. The best examples have a full service history and come with 2 keys plus the code card. Accessories like panniers, taller screen, and an Akrapovic only add value if OEM or documented with ABE type approval papers. Verdict and buying advice. The BMW K1200S isn't a compromise. It's a mile-munching missile with brains. Its 1,157cc inline-4 delivers 167 horsepower and 130 Nm. The dual-lever front end is pin-sharp, the paralever keeps driveline reactions in check, and even beyond 200 km per hour, it stays rock steady. With ESA electronic suspension, a 19-liter tank, and effective wind protection, it's built for big distances. Integrated pannier mounts make touring easy. The smart money goes on later model years, or on bikes with a documented retrofit of the timing chain tensioner plus jump guard, and without the early servo-assisted ABS. Budget for upkeep on heavy hitters like the ESA shocks and the final drive. If ultimate flickability is your top priority, a leader-class Supersport will suit you better. If you value speed, stability, and low-maintenance ownership, the K1200S will make you very happy, especially with the low seat at 790 millimeters.